In 2016, Disney announced that they were going to build a Star Wars land. And in that Star Wars land, you could visit and hang out with some of your favorite Star Wars characters. Well, after a few years passed, we later discovered that they decided that wasn't going to be what Star Wars Land was all about. And if you don't understand anything about Galaxy's Edge, I'm here to break it down because it seems now Disney's realizing that people don't want to see Rey and Kylo. They want to see Luke Skywalker. But for many of us, it's just a little bit too late. And before I get into it, could you do me a huge favor and please hit that subscribe button? It's a free thing that you could do that helps out the channel. All right, let's get into it. If you've been a subscriber to this channel for some time, you probably already realized that Galaxy's Edge was a huge part of the growth of this channel because I couldn't believe that we're actually getting a Star Wars land with only a limited part of Star Wars. And these two pictures that I showed you were concept art that they gave out before it opened. What is that, Jay? How do you have a Star Wars land without Star Wars? Well, Disney thought it would be a great idea to put Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars land, in a time flux, right? So basically, in between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, there you have the time period that is in the Star Wars land. So any Star Wars character that was around during that time period, they were the only ones that were allowed to be in the Star Wars land. And the reason why they did this is because Disney hoped that the Star Wars hotel, the famous hotel that failed in a year, would be their big money maker. So they wanted to attract the LARPers, I guess that's the right term for it, for people that would want to play in Star Wars land, but they decided we're going to keep it a specific time. So it's like everybody pay all this money to come to the hotel. It's in this time period. You can only hang out with Rey. And when you go visit Batuu, a made-up land just for the theme park, it'll still be in the same time period, so you're still playing in the Star Wars universe. This was a concept that absolutely nobody wanted and nobody cared for. So finally, after 6 years, Disney tweeted out this video. Now, real quick, I'm going to pause it here because there's a big controversy saying that ain't a man, that's a woman. They actually have Rey in Master Jedi form, and that's what they're bringing. I don't believe that rumor one bit. I think it's just the costume. So I believe that's Luke Skywalker. There's no way in the world that they would dress Rey up in a Luke Skywalker outfit to be at Galaxy's Edge, right? There's no way that's true, right? They wouldn't do that, would they? Well, all that was just an advertisement for the Season of the Force in Disneyland. Not here in Orlando, only in California. And it appears that they're going to go original trilogy. They're going to go old school. They're going to do this video, whatever it is, with Han and Leia and the original trilogy. At least that's what they're advertising, And that you can see a movie on the wall there at Galaxy's Edge. And then, yes, they are planning on bringing Luke Skywalker. Let me scroll down to this picture. There he is right there. I believe this is Luke. Again, I don't want to get into any weird controversy or anything like that, but they're teasing it. Now, what I'm hearing, too, is that it's possible if you have a regular ticket and you show up to this event that's taking place for just a few months, then you might not be able to meet Luke at all, that they're wanting you to pay extra for the after hours ticket. Well, what is that, Jake? Well, sometimes at these theme parks, on top of the regular ticket, they close the park early, so you have to buy a special ticket to come back later from like 7 to 12. I don't know what it is in Disneyland, to come and enjoy this after hours party or event. I don't know if that's true. There's nothing official. But here are some of the things that they're doing over at Disneyland for the return of Luke. New stories. Look at that. Star Wars food, popcorn buckets, and a Darth Vader Cocoa mug. But let's go back to Luke Skywalker. They believed that George Lucas Star Wars didn't need to be in the park They felt that, that was in the past, and we're going to move forward with our characters. Rey, Kylo. That's why they did the stupidest thing ever. It's a theme park. People want to see their characters, but you put a time period, in a theme park. It makes no sense. Because I know they were banking on that Star Cruiser hotel. But this just tells me one thing, that they had zero faith in their own creation. If they really did like the Acolyte, how come they're not doing an Acolyte night? What about the Skeleton Crew? Why don't they do something like that? What about Andor? How about Ahsoka? Nope, they got to go back to Luke Skywalker, and for many, it's just a little too late. So, I don't know yet if they're using Luke to sell the after-hour tickets to make more money. Once they advertise that and it comes out, I guess we'll know for sure. But that's where we are. Just a little too late, Disney. Luke and Vader and all of them should have been in your Star Wars Land park from day one. You tried to bank on your own creation and it failed, and look where we are back at the beginning. But what do you guys think? Jay, you're going too hard. It's a special event, and they're just trying to do something special with Luke, so just stop it. Stop with all the noise, Jay, or this just sounds like desperation. Desperation. Hey, it's Luke, guys. Remember Mando Season 2? It's Luke. Remember how everybody cried and was all that? It's Luke. You gonna go? Like, yeah. Yeah. This is Jay. Catch you next time.